The water of the North Atlantic in April has a temperature the human body was never built to comprehend. It isn't cold like an icy shower. It isn't cold like a hard winter. It's something else entirely. It's the kind of cold that enters the bones before you can process it, that switches off the nerves the way someone flips off a light, that turns the muscles into something that no longer obeys you. You've been in the water for minutes, and time has stopped working, and the only thing that remains with absolute clarity is an image you cannot stop seeing. But that comes later. 4 days. Only 4 days ago, you were in Southampton, with your new suitcase, your suit on, looking up from the dock with that strange feeling of standing before something too big to take in with a single glance. The Titanic. 4 funnels, 11 stories of steel, 46,000 tons that seemed impossible. The ship greeted you with the smell of lacquered wood, fresh flowers, cold champagne, and your cabin was bigger than any room you had ever slept in. You lay down in bed that first night, thinking that maybe the world wasn't as unfair as you had always believed. The first days were perfect. The sea lay flat as a mirror, and the ship moved forward with a calm that was almost hypnotic. But on the 4th day, the telegrams arrived. "Ice on the route." Captain Smith read them and decided not to change course. The Titanic had to reach New York on time. That afternoon, there was a sailor on deck with narrowed eyes staring at the horizon. You asked him if everything was all right. He smiled, but he didn't look you in the eye. It's 11:40 p.m. on Sunday, April 14th. You're in your cabin about to fall asleep when the sound comes. It isn't an explosion. It isn't the dramatic crack from the movies. It's something more unsettling, like someone dragging a very long fingernail along the bottom of the hull. 10 seconds. And then silence. The engines stop. You go up to the deck. The cold hits you like a wall, and off to port, drifting away into the darkness. You see the outline of something enormous. The iceberg has already done its work. You go below and see the water advancing through the corridors like a living thing, silent, unstoppable. When you come back up to the deck, order has vanished. There is shouting and shoving. More than 1,500 people and room for less than half of them. You find a life jacket and put it on. It's 2:10 in the morning. The deck now tilts sharply toward the bow, and the lifeboats are gone. All of them. That's when you see him. A man of about 40, soaked suit, eyes open in a way that no longer has anything to do with reason. He looks at you. He looks at the life jacket. And he lunges. His hands grab the jacket and pull, and you hold on and push back, and the tilted deck throws you both off balance. His eyes aren't looking at you. They're looking at that place. People's eyes go when they are no longer fully present. And then he hits you. The punch comes from the right, fast, with no warning at all, and the impact snaps your jaw with a force you weren't expecting. The world spins. Your hands let go of the jacket. The wet railing slips from your fingers. You fall into the water. The instant between the deck and the water, your mind stretches it out in a way that makes no sense at all, and you have time to see the Titanic's black hull, time to see the lit windows, time to think of something that never quite finishes forming. And then the water. The impact isn't like plunging in. It's as if the ocean strikes you from every direction at once. An instant, total pressure that wipes out every other thought, every other sensation, everything except that cold. 2 degrees. Your skin registers it in tenths of a second and sends alarm signals that have never sounded with such intensity. Signals that mean one single thing repeated in every language the body knows. Get out of here. But you can't. Your lungs take in air in short, uncontrollable gasps, the hyperventilation of cold shock that the body triggers without asking you. You try to swim. Your arms respond for the first few seconds, clumsy but alive. But the cold works faster than anyone ever told you. Within 2 minutes, your fingers stop responding. Your forearms seize up from the inside, and each stroke costs twice as much as the last. By 4 minutes, your legs have stopped kicking. It isn't a decision. They have simply stopped obeying. You float on your back, looking up at the sky, arms spread over the black water. Around you, there are hundreds of voices, a collective sound that survivors will describe for decades as the most disturbing thing they ever heard, and that your brain, already slowing down, registers in a strangely distant way, as if it no longer concerned you. The stars are above you, perfect, utterly indifferent to everything happening down here. And you think of something you wanted to say and will never get to say. The cold has reached the center of your chest. It doesn't hurt. That's the strangest part of all, that it no longer hurts, that the pain has vanished, and in its place is something like exhaustion. An exhaustion so deep and so clean, it is almost impossible to grasp. The brain, now deprived of the temperature it needs, begins to simplify. The thoughts grow fewer, then shorter, then just images. The voices around you fade out one by one, as if someone were closing doors down a very long hallway. The Titanic is gone. The unsinkable ship has vanished beneath the water, taking with it 1,514 lives, and the North Atlantic, which knows nothing of names or records or human greatness, remains exactly what it always was. The water closes over you without a sound, and the ocean, which has seen it all and remembers none of it, goes on as if nothing happened.